It's a Monday, and around here, that means just one thing. Begnaud's America, where CBS News contributor David Begnaud finds the heart in each and every story. Today, David joins us from Los Angeles with the latest installment of Dear David. He's deep in the mailbag. David, good morning.
TD, good morning, brother. Dear David is a collection of stories sent to us by viewers like you. It's my favorite way to start the week. We're going to begin in Idaho, where two young boys stepped up to do something so gentlemanly. Their grandmother just couldn't help but brag on them to us. Roll the tape, Kelly.
15-year-old Cade and 13-year-old Brody Nicolason were faced with a decision that would reshape their understanding of family, service, and sacrifice. They could attend a Boise State basketball game, which they love to do, or the annual father-daughter dance with their cousins, 7-year-old Gracie and 6-year-old Allie. You see, the girl's dad was in the hospital recovering from a life-altering surgery, so they needed a stand-in. And so their mom asked the boys if they'd do it. And they did, showing what it truly means to be there for your family.
We both stepped up and we were like, yeah, we are willing to go to anything. I taught Gracie some swing dancing. I think it was definitely the right decision to make.
We wanted to make them feel special, and we love them.
Hello. The boys, both Eagle Scouts, arrived with flowers in hand. On the dance floor, they taught the girls some new moves and stayed the whole night.
They taught us the YMCA and the wave.
I was so proud of these boys for stepping up in a time of crisis.
That's the grandmother to all four, Julene Wynn, who wrote to me saying, when there's so much negativity in the world and our youth often seems so difficult to reach, it is nice to see the next generation is doing something good for others.
Our future really is in good hands.
This is probably going to be a memory that we'll never forget. And it was really special for us.
I love that. Hey, boys, y'all remind us that when it comes to family, nothing else matters. So thank you for that. Now to a story from viewer Holly Stein in Columbus, Ohio. Holly wrote to us about an elderly beaver who became a social media sensation and in the process financially saved a pet rescue.
Agnes the beaver was so badly injured and malnourished, the rescuers didn't know if she'd survive. The good news is not only did she make it, she is doing so much better. The group that nursed her back to health is called the Pipsqueakery. Great name, right? It's a small animal rescue and sanctuary in Bloomington, Indiana, run by Alex Hernley and her husband, Jason Minsterketter. When they found Agnes, she was covered with maggots and had terribly infected wounds. But boy, did that lady land in the arms of love and healing. She became a social media sensation as they were nursing her back to health. And you know, their nonprofit, which was really struggling to survive, once Agnes's story went viral, it led to a tsunami of donations. And now, because of Agnes, donations that have poured in have allowed them to keep the doors at the Pipsqueakery open for all the other little critters in need of some TLC.
Never thought I'd love a beaver this much. How cute. Agnes is, by the way, never going back out into the wild. Her injuries were so severe, she's now just going to stay at the Pipsqueakery and be the official ambassador. Our final story this morning comes from Golconda, Illinois, and it was sent to us by Michael, who wanted to tell us about the healing power of a dream.
In a small high school gym in Polk County, Illinois, Elijah Presser scored 48 points in his final home game this season. That broke a record that had stood for 31 years, a record set by his dad, Tyler Presser. The moment was years in the making. It was a dream that started here in his hospital bed. Elijah was 9 years old when he was diagnosed with stage 4 Hodgkin's lymphoma. He spent 5 months in the hospital, taking him away from friends and school and his church basketball league.
There's a lot of great people at that hospital that took care of me, and I made sure I was all right, and here I am. They helped out a lot.
basketball was the welcome distraction during his 5 months of chemotherapy treatments.
There would be times where we would be at home and I'd still go outside and shoot a little bit and mess around with the basketball every now and then when I felt good.
It was also an inspiration to get better. Elijah told his mom that once he beat the cancer, his dream was to beat his dad's high school scoring record. Now that 9-year-old is 18 years old and he's cancer-free. He's the point guard for the Pope County High School basketball team, where his dad, who was the star player decades ago, is now one of the coaches. His dad, who was always at his bedside, was courtside the night history was made.
Next thing you know, he was sitting at 40 points, and I'm over there kind of shaking and trying to hold back my wife, I look back at her and she knows I'm getting pretty emotional.
Tell me what's going through your mind right now.
He was so tough, man.
It was a full circle moment for this devoted dad who went out and bought a basketball hoop as soon as he learned that his wife was pregnant with a boy.
I wanted that more than anything, and that's what I got.
God really blessed me with the father that wants the best for me, and he's always been there. He's who I learned everything about basketball, and not only basketball, but life and my faith in God. He's taught me about all of it pretty well.
I'll always be by his side. He's my best friend.
You may not be surprised to hear that Elijah is planning to follow in his father's footsteps by going to the same college as his dad, Southeastern Illinois College. Elijah, we wish you all the best. Hey, if you have a story for us and you'd like to reach us, if you've got a story that tugs at the heart, one that celebrates ordinary people doing extraordinary things, write to our team, would you? It's Dear David at cbsnews.com. Back to you guys.
David, what a pick-me-up for a Monday. Each story inspired me more than the next, but I just loved those cousins showing up at their girl cousin's house with the flowers and then teaching them the YMCA and the wave at the dance. That was incredible.
I think my favorite one was the pip squeakery, the focused on the little furry curry.
Yeah?
Yes,
Yeah. Well done, David. You did it again, 3 for 3.
What about you, Nate?
Which one did you like?
I love
liked
the little
basketball,
beaver. That was great, nursing the beaver back to health and them getting the donations, but also the son following in Dad's footsteps.
We were surprised he had the hops to dunk that basketball on the baseline there.
He has 3 new fans in us. We'll be checking them out next year in college. All right,
Great
Dave,
story to kick off March Madness.
That's right. You're the best. All right, Dave, we'll check in with you later. Make sure you guys tap in with him and Dear David, that's for sure.